Well, hello, all you lovely luxury lovers. Welcome to Smiling Cats Couture. My name is Lori, and I welcome you here. Today is a really fun video that was requested by Mrs. Bagshore, one of my lovely subscribers. And basically, the topic is, would you sell your vintage Murakami to buy the new? And no. And that's just my opinion, okay? I'll give you the reasons why I wouldn't do that. I guess number one would be to sell my multicolor bags. Would I get a decent return out of them? It depends. You know, if you sell yourself the pieces, you know, from you being the seller, possibly. You get a lot of risks of people scamming you and things like that. If you put it on a platform that's, you know, like Poshmark, Mercari, or whatever, then you get really bad scammers and whatnot. eBay, you know, you're talking money, they take out the fees and whatnot. So right now the pre-loved market is down. So I would say, nah. Even if you consign, you're not going to get a good return on those pieces. Unless you sell a lot of pieces to get one piece, that might work. Personally, I would sell other things instead of my multicolor to get a new piece. That's just how I would go about it if I had to do it that way. But my issue with the new collection is the lack of originality. So they basically took the silhouettes of what's currently selling and putting them, you know, Takashi Murakami prints on those bags. So they only had a few new silhouettes. And then they just kind of zhuzhed up a few things, like the pochette accessoire, you know, it's really close to the OG, of course. I haven't seen one in person to compare it side by side. Maybe someone else can do that video if they have them. That would be really cool, because I don't know how they measure up. But the stud work on the vintage is not rounded off. It's studs, you know, it's pointy studs. It's edgy, it's cool, you know. Even the little Becca strap has the little studs, and you know, it's just, I don't know. And then with the black, they put the black trim on the pochettes, and I don't know, I guess I'm just so conditioned or so fond of the vintage that it's not worth it for me to sell like this and try and get the new one. You know what I mean? This would not sell for more than probably $1,000, and the new ones are over $2,000. So yeah, and this is in such great condition that, you know, if you want the Becca trim replaced, you can. I'm personally like how it's aging, and I'm gonna let my pieces age unless they look really yucky, you know. Of course I would have it replaced, but in order for you to get the Becca replaced, you have to make sure that the canvas isn't messed up, or the interior. So they have to be in good condition for Louis Vuitton to even consider doing that. But to me, I would rather run out and buy a vintage piece and have Louis Vuitton replace the Becca, because if you bought a vintage bag and paid them $1,000 to replace all the Becca or whatnot, however much it costs, it's close to that, depending on the bag, of course, it would add up still maybe less than the new drop, and it will look brand spanking new. So there's options. They replace the hardware, the zippers, the zipper pulls, you name it, you can get all of that replaced. So that is one reason why I personally wouldn't buy the new. Another reason is because they came out with a Speedy 25 in the Blanc and a Speedy 30 in the Noir. I have a big problem with that because I like matchy, you know. I don't know, because I already have this collection, it would be hard for me to have mismatchy pieces. But if you're not a collector and you just want some Murakami, hey, go for it, you know, especially the people that are like my kids' age. My kids are in their late 30s, and so they were just in high school when I was buying from the boutique, okay? So my first piece came from the boutique. A lot of my pieces came from the boutique, and then some of the pieces that I had to get pre-loved was, I had a friend in Seattle that was close to the Seattle boutique. She would buy it, use it a few times, and then resell it to me when she got tired of it, which didn't take long. I don't know, she really went through it. I got my Speedy 30s and my Almas and all that multicolor, and some cherry blossom from her as well that I wasn't able to score in the boutique, because once our Portland boutique, Portland, Oregon, Pioneer Place sold out, that was it. They didn't restock, so you had to get it while it was hot back then. So anyhow, so let me talk about some more points. I'm going to grab my iPad because I did write down some things. So basically, yeah, you got to be careful about how much money you think you're going to get for your handbag before you try to sell it, because like I said, it might be better to just refurbish the one you have. But if you really want to try and manifest the money and you're really sure that's what you want to do, that's great. And then also, right now, the pre-loved market is all over the map for prices. So I'm seeing pieces that are still selling for only $1,000, and some items are selling for like $3,000. Like, what? So you have to really look through the market. My favorite place is Fashion File, The Real, and eBay Japanese sellers, and mainly because with eBay, if it's over $500, they have to authenticate it. So that will give you peace of mind on if you're looking for like a handbag, not just like a small leather good that's under $500. But it is pretty easy to spot a fake nowadays. I mean, even back then. So, but if you ever have a question, you know, you should always go through an authenticator, and I have one listed in my description box, Liyah's Luxuries, liyahsluxuries.com, and she's on YouTube and Instagram. So I had a question about a few pieces I had purchased and received, and she authenticated them. They were fine, and I was like, whew, thank goodness, because I'm really good about spotting everything, but this was kind of like a special case, so I have videos about that. So anyhow, I'll move on. Basically what I'm thinking is, if I feel FOMO, you know, and I do want something, I can wait for it to drop on the pre-loved market. Now, not anytime soon, because they're going to be very overpriced. So if you're patient, you can wait and you can get a piece at a decent price. Just keep looking, you know. I've even seen on eBay, some people went to the Portland boutique and bought some pieces and were selling the brand new drop, and they kept lowering their price to almost what it cost out of the boutique. So they're not getting away with what they think they were thinking they were going to. So, you know, but I would say that I am proof in the pudding that, you know, I had a big Murakami collection back in the early 2000s, starting 2004, sold it off in 2009. I had the cherries and the cherry blossom and the multicolor, and 20 years later, you know, almost, and I was recollecting. So I was able to score very excellent pieces, and some with stickers on them, and all of them are in great condition. So, you know, if you do ever want to find something pre-loved later, you'll be able to find it. So that can hopefully ease your FOMO, you know. Also, the new drop has had some unique issues. You know, who knows why. They've just been famous for having issues with these relaunches, with quality issues. So that's kind of sad, because I don't remember ever a vintage piece having an issue. None, absolutely none. And I was heavy into the purse community back then too. So, you know, the new ones, I'm just sad to see some people having to send their pieces back, not knowing if they can get a replacement, or, you know, some of them were able to, which I'm happy for them. You know, it's just the sign of the times. Things are so, you know, rushed and fast forward now, and so many drops one right after the other. You know, I just wish it was like it used to be, where when a drop came out, it was like a huge deal, and they had plenty of stock, you know, as long as you were prepared and ready, obviously. I had saved, and I had a good chunk of change, and I wasn't able to get anything, and, you know, handbag wise or anything, except for the little perfume. So I ended up spending the money on other things with Louis Vuitton, and I'll have some unboxings coming up for you. Not major things, but no handbags or anything. I have enough handbags right now. So anyhow, I also wanted to talk about this one person that I had seen via another person's stories. So Winnie B LV, she has a channel, and you'll have to check her out, of course. I'm sure everybody knows who she is in the purse community, but if you have been living under a rock and you don't know who she is, I will link her in the description, and go check out her channel. Her goal was to buy one of the multicolor Speedy HL, the little tiny baby, and Strass it, or bling it out. And she had seen a photo years ago of someone doing that, and I, through seeing that on someone's story, found the person, and I will pop up some pictures, and you can hire her, Urban Bling Strass, and she can bling out shoes and your Pegasus, Hermes, you know, bag charms, your Vuitton shoes, but she particularly had these little Speedies in the Noir and the Blanc, and you know, the Blanc had some color issues, so I don't think I ever seen one that has come out okay. They always bled. And the rift bag as well in the Blanc, which is odd, because I have all these, it goes down to the floor. I have many of the Blanc, and I have never had bleeding, but those pieces tend to bleed or have bleeding, but why not bling it out? Whoa, what a way to fix that. And I just think that is such a cute idea. I can't wait to see Winnie's bag blinged out. I don't know if she's gonna hire her or hire somebody else or do it herself, but she took a little Dooney and Burke little Speedy looking thing with the little hearts and has been blinging it out, and it looks amazing. So you'll have to go and check out Winnie's videos, because she's gotten pretty far with the blinging on it, and it's pretty cool. So so if you do have a messed up piece, like if this piece got, you know, yucky or something, I would love to bling that out. Can you imagine? I mean, that would just be the most to die for handbag in these colors. I would do it on a smaller handbag, of course, like this, the pochette accessoire. So anyhow, that's my view on would I sell my vintage Murakami to buy the new drop. So yeah, no, in my opinion, no. So let me know in the comments, would you do that? And please leave me a the hands heart emoji if you made it this far in the video. And you know I love you guys. Bye.